We are happy to have with us via Skype today John Ziegert, professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering and Engineering Science at the University of North Carolina, Charlotte, UNC Charlotte. John is involved in two projects that we believe tie into the future of manufacturing in the United States, particularly in terms of metrology and large volume manufacturing, making really big things with a lot of precision. First, John is one of the organizers of the Precision Path Consortium, which is an industry-driven group that works to identify and prioritize the technology needs of several industries, aerospace, defense, energy, other industries, that manufacture large-scale, high-accuracy parts and products. He is also involved in UNC Charlotte's Center for Precision Metrology, which is an interdisciplinary association of UNC Charlotte faculty and student researchers, and they are allied with industrial partners in looking at the research, development, and integration of precision metrology, again, really precise metrology as applied to manufacturing. So I guess you could say metrology and manufacturing is really John Ziegert's forte. And we are really happy to have him with us via Skype. Hello, John. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Dirk. I'm really happy to be here.
Oh, well, thanks, man. So, okay, let's talk a little bit first about Precision Path. We've talked about it on the show a few times. The purpose, as I understand it, of the Precision Path Consortium is to understand the future and challenges of high precision, large volume manufacturing. Do I have that basically right?
Yeah, that's correct. This is part of a larger federal government initiative that's been happening. Most people are aware that over the past 5 to 8 years, the federal government has sort of rediscovered the importance of manufacturing to our economy, and they're doing everything they can to stimulate it. They're funding a number of manufacturing innovation institutes. Your viewers may be familiar with the Additive Manufacturing Institute in Youngstown, Ohio was the first one. There's about 9 of them now. And they're planning another 10 to 15 more in various technology areas to catalyze industry groups to come together to think about perhaps proposing an institute. The government made some money available in a program called AMTech, Advanced Manufacturing Technology, and this was to have industry groups come together to develop technology roadmaps that are of interest to them. And some of those presumably will follow on by proposing some of these institutes. So yes, so this is part of a federal government initiative.
And can you just so people understand what we're talking about, what you're talking about when we talk about precision metrology within large volume manufacturing? Can you just give us maybe a couple of examples of what we mean?
Sure. So the theme that we're pursuing here, it really has to do with portable dimensional metrology equipment. I think most of our viewers are going to understand that there has been an absolute technology explosion of all different kinds of trackers and scanners and laser radars and so on and so forth that over the past 20 to 25 years have just introduced capabilities that never existed before. And this group of technologies has had a particularly profound effect on companies that make physical large-scale components and systems that still have to have high precision. Examples, of course, are aerospace, but energy, where they make generators and turbines for electric utilities, shipbuilding, heavy equipment construction, etc. The methods by which these things are being manufactured and assembled are quite different, and much of that has been enabled by these portable dimensional metrology systems.
Okay, now you're also involved what I think is a related program in some sense at UNC Charlotte, and that's the Center for Precision Metrology. What is CPM's goal exactly, if you can describe that?
I would say actually Center for Precision Metrology is my main research affiliation here. About 25 years ago, some of your listeners may recognize the name Dr. Bob Hocken. He was at NIST for a long time. He was a driver of the standards for characterizing accuracy of CNC machine tools, the B554, B557. He's also a co-inventor of the laser tracker along with Cam Lau of API. He came to UNC Charlotte and started this center, and it's been in existence now for about 25 years. It is the largest group of faculty researchers that are focused on all kinds of dimensional and surface metrology that I'm certainly in the U.S. and one of the very largest in the world.
Well, let's talk about this a little bit. Particularly this year, there's a lot of talk about the state of manufacturing in the United States, and this is mostly centered around jobs, but there's some discussion, let's say, about the skills gap as well. So do these two programs, do you think, the Precision Path Consortium and the Center for Precision Manufacturing, do these programs tie into that discussion in some way?
Well, certainly, Precision Path Consortium is about letting industry people who might never talk to each other come together, understand the joint challenges, the common challenges they have, and try to prioritize those so that they can make intelligent decisions about what they're going to be able to do at what point in time in the future. And of course, the challenges they face, workforce and skills gap are certainly part of that, but there are many other challenges, software compatibility, data management, et cetera, understanding what the actual capability of these new instruments are, what kind of traceable uncertainty you might have. So there's a whole host of challenges there. At the university, the Center for Precision Metrology, we're more involved there with research that advances metrology, that develops new capabilities, new instruments, new algorithms, et cetera.
So both of these together, it sounds like, in a sense, they're very forward-looking in trying to look down the road toward where manufacturing is going, where metrology is going, so that we're prepared for what comes. We're not caught off guard by having to manufacture things that we can't measure, that sort of thing.
Yeah. So at the Precision Path Consortium, it really is about understanding what industry needs in order to be able to remain competitive in a global marketplace. Speaking with one voice so that the instrument suppliers and developers, the researchers like myself and my colleagues at UNC Charlotte, know we're working on the right things that will have high impact in industry and will enable us to continue to be competitive with the rest of the world.
Now, the Precision Path Consortium put out a survey, I think it was a month or a couple months ago. Tell us a little bit about that, and what kind of information have you collected from that survey, and is there anything you can tell us about what you've learned so far? So one of the first stages in information gathering was to it's kind of a blunt instrument, but a survey that industry professionals can access. And we're basically asking fairly generic questions about what are the kinds of things that you do with portable dimensional metrology equipment. We call them usage scenarios or use cases, things all the way from alignment of components during assembly to checking for dimensional conformity to prints, et cetera. And so there's that part of it. And we're also, the second part of the survey asks about the various technology families. So we identified about 8 or 9 generic families of portable dimensional measurement equipment, and we're asking people what their
understanding of the current state of the attributes, accuracy, ease of use, etc., are, and what they need for those to be in the future. And so we're trying to just get a general sense of where the big drivers are for change and demand for change, and what people are expecting. And then over the next year, we will have working groups of experts who will be trying to distill that information and much more to develop these roadmaps that show where all these technologies are moving as we go forward.
All right. Well, John Ziegert, professor of mechanical engineering, University of University of North Carolina in Charlotte. Thanks for joining us this morning. By the way, if people are interested in Precision Path, what's the website for that?
It is precisionpathconsortium.com.
Okay.
It's all one word. And this consortium is actually being run by the Coordinate Metrology Society. So it will become a standing subcommittee of CMS. And so you can get to us either through the CMS website or just directly precisionpathconsortium.com.
Perfect. All right. Well, thanks, John, for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much. It was my pleasure.
Okay. Thank you very much.